We're going to talk about ground reaction forces. Who knows about ground reaction forces? How many of you have force plates? If you don't have force plates, how do you know about ground reaction forces? You have them stand on your chest and feel it? If you're not using force plates, you're guessing. Basically, there are 3 different force plates companies. There's gas, swing catalyst, which I got to speak at next, and smart to move. Okay? Of all of them, I would have to say this is the most accurate. And now they have the portable, these are the easiest to carry. How many of you have a building? Okay, if you have a building, you should have force plates. Part of the game. That's where power is generated, is from the ground. Key to hitting the ball far is using the ground properly. Now, how many of you talking weight transfer? Okay, if you're talking weight transfer, you're missing the boat because it's not a weight transfer. It's a transfer of pressure and force. There's what we call the kinetic sequence. Kinetic, not kinematic, kinetic. Kinetic sequence is horizontal happens first, rotation happens second, then verticals happen third. Now, where does each force occur? Between the top of the backswing and 45, we have peak lateral, okay? Between left arm 45 and left arm parallel to the ground, we have peak torque or rotation. Between left arm parallel to the ground and shaft parallel to the ground, we have peak verticals. So it doesn't happen at impact like all of us think. It happens much sooner. And if you're waiting for impact for it to happen, you're going to miss it. What would you say would be a good vertical force? Tour average is right around 175. Basically, who's going to have more vertical force? Somebody who weighs 20 pounds or somebody who weighs 200 pounds. So how do we increase the force? Well, utilizing the ground better, okay? Horizontal is basically what we all call lateral. And lateral is not a bad word. Lateral is actually what needs to happen. Basically, if you look at the ones who are more rear posts, okay? Does everybody understand? Okay, there are basically 3 posts, okay? You can be rear, where you shift from right to left. You can be center, which you pivot back and through around your pelvis. And you can be front, which you pivot back around the front leg. Who can you think of that's a front post golfer? Cameron Champ is. Bryson is. Who else? So there goes the theory that only the front post golfers hit it short because there's the 2 longest. How about Zach Johnson? What? Ben Hogan was. Who can you think of on the LPGA Tour? Yanni Singh. Yanni Singh was the best player in the world as a front post golfer, and then she worked on shifting, and what happened? She was no longer the best player in the world. She gripped the club like this, and they said, you can't play like this. She won 16 times before she was 22 and 6 majors. So they moved her right hand to here, they got her shifting to the right, and she never won again. So making her better made her worse. We've got to get away from what we feel is correct, okay? Not everybody is going to be a standard grip. There are a lot of players that grip it like this, and a lot of players that grip it like this. Basically, we create ground reaction forces. We can create it one of 3 ways, okay? If we are front, everything's happening around the front leg. Even a front post will shift to the right first before they get back left. When they get back left, what you're doing is loading into the ground, pushing, and then the ground pushes you back, okay? If you want to create power, Doug, what do we have to do? You have to push to create force. Did you know that? It just doesn't happen. You don't just stand there and say, okay, I'm creating force right now. Until I do something, it doesn't create force. So, example, if I want to create force with somebody, if they're a rear post, I'm going to teach them how to shift to the right, and as they start down, I want them to shift back to the left. I want them to get to the inside of the right foot. Why do I want them on the inside of the right foot? So how do I push from a flat foot? No, you got to get to the inside of the foot to push. What that will do is allow me to push to the left side, okay? So the right side's going to push that direction, right? Which way is the left side going to push? It's going to push back and up. Okay, so when I go here, as soon as I shift to the left, what have I now done? I've loaded. I've loaded the inside of my right foot, and I've loaded the ball of my left foot. Why do we load the ball of the left foot? How many of you have been taught to spin to the heel? Don't lie, you've all been taught that. Come on over here, Scott. Take it back to the top. So if I spin to the heel, where do the hands get? Out. Okay? Now, what did I miss there? When I spin to the heel, do I get to the inside of my right foot? And do I get to the ball of my left foot? So basically, I miss 2 of my power sources, don't I? Okay? So when I shift, I'm shifting to the ball of my left foot. You need to shift closed. Did you know that? Why do we shift closed? It helps the club drop down. When we shift closed, it allows us to shift to the ball of the left foot and the inside of my right foot. See, when I'm on the ball of my left foot, I'm in position to push up. When I'm on the inside of my right foot, I'm in position to push forward. So shift closed. What is this?
I'm really nervous.
We got to get rid of your hump motion. Just shift. Okay? Now, what did the arms do when you did that?
Drop.
They dropped, okay? Now, why do we want to be on the balls of the feet? I want you all to jump and tell me what part of the foot you're on. You're on the balls of the feet. How many of you can jump from the heel? All us white guys jump from the heels. Okay, now when we're there, he's going to push off the inside of the right foot. Push. Scott, stand here and do this for me. Push up. Did your leg stay straight?
Yes.
Bit? Well, then when you push, what should the right leg do? It should go straight. Right. It should push this direction. There you go. Push a belt over the ball of the left foot. Okay, when you push with the left leg, what should it do? Straight. And when you push with the right arm, what should it do?
Straight.
Very good. So we got the right arm straightening, the right leg straightening, and the left leg straightening, all of them creating force. So basically, what we want to know is, see, the better I push, the more force I'm going to create. So if I'm shifting, when I shift first, I'm loading, okay? Loading isn't just this way. I'm shifting here, so I'm loading the ball of my left foot and my right foot because I'm on the inside of my right foot. So the right foot is going to push my belt buckle to the ball of my left foot, and my left foot is going to push up. Now the right arm is extending down. Why does it extend down? Well, when the right arm is bent, what is the club face? It's wide open. See, when I fold the right arm, it opens it. When I straighten the right arm, it closes it. So I need the right arm to straighten to get the face closed up. Did you know that, Larry? You didn't know that? You're the only one in the audience that didn't know that. That's good. That's basically what's happening. What is the purpose of the left arm? Sean, what is the purpose of the left arm? Well, the left hand is going to control the club face. Why not? Basically, the right hand is going to control the face, okay? Left hand is going to offset the lower body. Did everybody know that the left hand offsets the lower body? So the more dynamic I am with rotation and the more dynamic I am with verticals, what does my left hand grip have to be? It has to be stronger. See, because these are all opening. So when I rotate through, it's going to open. When I use verticals and go up, it's going to open the face. So I need to strengthen the left hand grip to offset it. Did you know that? If you don't do it, the ball's going to go right. See, but what most of us do is when we get them using the lower body better, they start hitting the ball way right, and then all of a sudden, what do we do? What do we do, Gene? We slow them down to get them hitting them more online. So we're losing all the force. Strengthen the left hand grip. Why do most of the people who have super dynamic lower bodies grip it like this? Because they have to offset the face. It's amazing to me that when I have young teachers, they're spending all their time trying to fix what happens right here. And you know what happens right here? Nothing. How many shots are hit from here? Okay? Justin Thomas. Why is Justin Thomas not as good as he was 3 years ago? What is Justin Thomas working on now? Trying to be toe up, waist high back. What was Justin Thomas? He was inside and open when he was the number one player in the world and hit it forever and beat everybody. The guys, all the other guys on tour were very happy to see him working on this because they knew that he wasn't going to beat them now. Because when he's inside and open, guess what? As an under golfer, he's going to release the club properly. Okay? What about Rory? He was outside and shut. Matthew Wolff, outside and shut. What happened to Rory when he got the club down the line and square, David? He had a two-way miss. It's hard to play golf when you're missing it both ways. Did you know that? So Rory played his best golf like this, graduated to this, and all of a sudden he started missing it both ways. Why does he not have control of his irons? Emily, why does he not have control of his irons? Because his right hand grip. And you notice when when he's playing good, he gets back on top. Because Rory is very much a side cover golfer. Too many of us fix what's not broken. We have to recognize the person in front of us. That's why you have to measure them. Figure out what their post is, what their grip is, what the left hand grip is.
Be a leopard. If you're a leopard, be a leopard. Don't be a tiger.
Here, put it on her. Monique, that is really a good statement.
If you're a leopard, be a leopard. Don't try to be a tiger if you're a leopard.
So that's the same thing with golf. You got to be who you are. So how do you know who you are? Measure. If you don't measure, you're guessing. How many of you measure your students? Okay, so the rest of you are screwing them up. Seriously, if you're not measuring, you're guessing, are you not? If you got eyes that are incredible, I probably watch more golf swings than anybody on the planet, and I can't watch them and tell you what they should be doing without measuring them. Basically, it's all about understanding the person in front of you. The better you understand them, the easier it is to make them good. What's the goal? What's the goal of a golf lesson? Put a smile on their face and make them hit it better. That's all it is. So everything we're doing is trying to do everything we can to allow them to be the best they can possibly be. So fixing their grip to neutral is not the best thing for them. Measure them and make that decision. When the right arm goes back, the right arm folds, the hand goes up, guarantee you that right hand has to go under. If when they take them back, they're like me, the right hand's more on top, the elbow goes back, then the right hand has got to be more on top. They got to be who they are. Okay, if I see somebody who is, center post is going to stay more centered, okay? Front post, where they're going to be? Around the front. The rear is going to move more around the rear. Rear post is going to get more lateral. Center post is going to have a combination of rotation and vertical, okay? It all depends now. The more dynamic they are with the legs, they'll be more rotational. The more vertical they are. Front post will stay more, the right leg will stay straighter because they have a square right foot because you want them to stay over there. Figure out what they are, and then if they're rear, let the right foot be flared out. They're center, the right foot flared out. If they're front, square the right foot up. Front post is going to have more vertical and torque. They're not going to have much. They still have some because they shift first here before they shift back. By the time they'll shift to the right, but by the time the club hits waist high back, they're already moving back left. Center, by the time the left arm is parallel to the ground, they're already shifting back. Rear, that doesn't happen. Thank you very much.